Hi, my name is Roman Peshke, and this is me building an AI automation agency from scratch in public. And these videos are a form of accountability just to keep myself on track. Hopefully you can build along with me. So the agenda for these types of videos, I'm going to go over some Q&A in the future as you guys leave comments. Then I'll be going over some stats around the business and my brand as a whole, then going over some strategy and execution, which is basically a fancy way of saying the daily actions I'm taking to grow the business. So without further ado, let's jump into the daily activities I did today to get this thing off the ground. Now, it might not look like an exhaustive list, but all this stuff does take a bit of time, and I'm fairly new to all of this, at least the cold email side of things. So there was a bit of a learning curve, but there are plenty of YouTube videos out there that'll give you step-by-step tutorials. So the first thing I did is I picked a name for the business. I went over to namelix.com and I just threw in some keywords here and hit generate. It'll have you select a name style, some randomness, and then some brand info. Then you just hit generate and it helps create some business name ideas for you. So you can just pick one off of here. And then it'll let you know if the .com is available for you to go and purchase. Now I picked one. The .com was available. I didn't purchase through here, but it does give you some brand templates, which is nice. I went over to Squarespace, bought the main website there, and then if we go back over to this list, you can see I got domain variants for cold email. Now for this, I just threw like go, get, start in front of the main domain name. And then I purchased those through a thing called Namecheap, which came recommended by Nick Sarev. I don't know how you say his last name, to be honest, but basically following along with his free YouTube videos and just following his step-by-step and then building in public. So I bought my 3 domain variants. Then I went through and I set up emails in my Google Workspace accounts, which he recommended 3 users each for the subdomains or the domain variants. So I went ahead and get that set up. That gave me 10 profiles on 10 user profiles for Google Workspace. Got that done. I got that all connected with the DNS settings in Namecheap, which took me a minute because I'm a bit slow. But if I can do it, you can too. So hopefully it's a bit encouraging. The next step on my list for today was to start warming up the emails. So I used a software called Instantly, which will warm up the emails for you. So I signed up for that service, basically plugged everything in on the back end with all the domains and user accounts and everything, and I got that going. So in about 3 weeks, those should be good to go, and I can start sending out cold emails en masse. But until then, I'm going to plan out the other daily actions I can take, which involve going on to Upwork, setting up a profile there, and kind of optimizing that for client outreach. So that's what tomorrow is going to look like. So whole list for today was done. Again, this is a pretty good starting point. This will probably take you a day if you're brand new to the space. But yeah, if you just follow that along and watch YouTube tutorials on how to set up cold email, you'll be in the same spot I'm in, and so we can build this thing together. I want to dive into the total cost so far so you can get an idea of how much it costs to get something like this up and running. Now, you can probably do some of these steps cheaper if you spend a little bit more time digging, but I'll go through what I spent in order to get started so that you have a good practical idea of what it would look like. So the main domain through Squarespace was $14.99 a year. My 3 domain variants were $27.51 a year. I found a discount code for Namecheap here. Then the 10 Google Workspace accounts come out to $84 a month. They're $8.40 per user there, which by default it'll put you on a higher tier plan, which is like $22 a month, which is stupid. So if you go into the settings there, you can manually downgrade yourself into the plan that's only $8.40 per user. So I'd highly recommend you do that immediately. This payment won't kick in for 14 days, so this isn't a real cost yet. I could always bail out and cancel, but since I signed up for it today, I just threw it in there just to give you a better idea. Instantly, I signed up for their pro account because I plan on sending a high volume of emails, so that was $99 a month. The lower tier, I want to say is, let's see, Let's take a second here. I'll get that lower price point for you. Verify I'm a human. Let's see, get started. It's gonna make me log in. I don't want to do that. I want to say it's like 29 or 39 bucks a month, something like that. But I got the second tier up, which is the Pro plan, I believe, which is 99 a month. And then this isn't super required right now, but I use ChatGPT for most of my daily activities just to give myself an efficiency boost. So I figured I'd throw it in here as well, because I'm sure I'll reference it a ton in the future, and I pay 20 bucks a month for that. So total expenses to get started, $245.50. The monthly expenses come out to $203 a month so far, and then the annual expenses are going to be $42.50 for those domains when they come up for renewal. So that's everything for today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow.